Alright guys, back with another video here today, and I'm talking about the creature from the Black Lagoon. And I got there's four figures here, but I'm going to compare three of them together, take them out of the boxes and everything. But we got this SDC exclusive that just came out this year, 2023. Creature from the Black Lagoon by Neca, glow in the dark. And it's pretty cool. As you can see the nice picture in the back here. I like that. On the back's just some more information about the line, and then it shows you a picture of the other ones. These all glow in the dark. You got the Mummy and Frankenstein, a Wolfman, Dracula, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then the Phantom of the Opera. So that's what you got with that. I've never actually heard of this toy line before. I mean, heard of NECA, but I never really paid attention to this glow in the dark. I guess it's new. I believe the Frankenstein, the Mummy, and the Wolfman are already out. I think the Dracula and the Phantom of the Opera are still waiting for releases. But down here it says it's an authentic, posable action figure based on the classic Universal famous Mini Monsters collection from the early 1980s. I have no idea what that is, but whatever. You know, it looks cool. I guess you don't have to be a fan of the history of it when it came out originally. I guess this is a remake type deal, reproduction. We'll see how the articulation works on it, if it's pretty decent or not. But it doesn't come with any accessories. And then we got the Mego figure, which I've had for a while. I'm not sure what the release date was on this guy, but I've really liked it. Like, I've kept it in the package. I'm like, when am I going to take it out? Do I do a little review on it or just keep it in the box? But I'm not big on the bubble back, cardboard mount, the cardboard back, bubble, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I like the window boxes where you can, if you wanted to, you could take the figures out, display them, put them back in the box, display them in the box. These ones, you take them out, they're out. You're not putting them back in there. So, but it says it's an 8-inch action figure, 14 points of articulation. And then on the back of it, it's just a picture from the film, and then the same old Marty Abrams description thing down at the bottom. So there you go with that. But I honestly will say, out of the figures that I have, just judging by in the boxes, I really like this one. I don't know, the Jada one's pretty good. We'll go on to that one. But this is the glow-in-the-dark Jada toy. As you can see, it does actually have accessories, unlike the other two. It has a head and 2 extra hands, it looks like. There's a gun in there, and then a net. So, a good bit of stuff from the actual movie, and like it says down there, this one glows in the dark. This one over here, which I'm not going to be taken out of the box, but you can see a lot of details, a lot of shading, and the scales and stuff on the body. It looks really nice. So that's what I mean. Jada does really good on some of these. Like, I think the Preacher from the Black Lagoon, the Bride of Frankenstein, and Frankenstein looked awesome. The Dracula wasn't my favorite. I was really, Dracula was one of my favorite Universal monsters, and unfortunately, I just feel like he didn't look his best. But as you can see on the back of the box, here's a picture of them guys. And I mean, I don't know. Dracula doesn't look terrible. I thought Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein looked really good, and I think the creature looks really good. It's not a bad line. But NECA, man, I'm a NECA fan. I'll be honest. And when I got their Dracula figure, I was like, I'm just gonna have to go with the NECA line, because they're all making the same stuff, man. They're all Wolfmans, Frankensteins, Draculas. And honestly, I'm pretty organized with stuff. I like to stick with like one ultimate line. Like, if they're all going to make the same thing, unless there's going to be a lot of differences, like you can see differences. The Migo figures look different, but I think they did really well. I think Jada is somebody to look out for in the future, because I think they're making Street Fighter figures now, and different things. They're getting into different stuff all the time, and I think they're doing really good. I think they're going to be a contender, up there with NECA and some of the bigger boys. But anyways, let's take a closer look at these guys, get them out of the boxes. Oh, and I'll go over the price too. Everybody's about the same. I think this SDC exclusive, typically these guys, I looked up the prices on the other glow-in-the-dark figures. They're about $25. That's retail, most retail online stores. But this one was like $30 for the SDC, so it was $5 more for the exclusive. This is the Migo one. It typically, I think I paid $15 for this. I usually see them retail between $15 and $20 on most online sites. And then Jada Toys. These guys, I think the glow-in-the-dark one might have been about $30 as well, but I think you can actually get it for about $20 now. And these guys typically come out, I think their price on retail is usually about $25 at most retail online stores. So yeah, they're all about similar in prices. The Mego might be a little bit cheaper, $10 cheaper. But yeah, let's get into them. All right, guys. So here is the Neca SDC exclusive glow-in-the-dark figure out of the box. Pretty decent. Better than I was expecting. I did check out his articulation a little bit, which I'll get into in a minute. But yeah, as far as like the color goes and everything, you're not really getting much because this is the glow-in-the-dark body, so it's all kind of that same clear, translucent, greenish color that will should shine when you turn the lights out. And we'll do that after the video. I'll turn the light out and see what we got going on. But for now, this is what we got. Yeah, he's pretty decent looking, no complaints. It's actually a pretty large figure. Looks nice out of the box. Nothing to complain about. I think they did real well with the scale type on the body, and I like the fin on the back there. Yeah, not bad. I think hopefully it looks really cool with the lights out when it glows. But yeah, this is all we got for now. But let's check out his articulation real quick. Alrighty, so let's get into the articulation. We'll check out his head first. He can look up about that much, which is pretty good. Look down about that much. To the right, to the left. The head has really good swerving motion here, so you can do all kinds of stuff. Have him looking down into the water or whatever. Looks good. As far as the arm goes, the actual arm can go out that much. The elbow can bend. You can get his arm up that high. So you can do that epic pose from the movie. So that's about as good as you're getting with the arm articulation. Now there is a waist here that can go back that far, down that much. So yeah, that's pretty decent. As far as the knees, you can bend the knee this much. This leg goes that far back. The knee bends pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, there is a swivel with the waist all the way around if you wanted to. But yeah, so that's about as good with the knees. So that's pretty decent articulation. Nothing to complain about. As far as the ankle here, there's some articulation in that. Not too shabby. You can twist, bend up and down. Yeah, not like spectacular, but I mean it's enough. Whatever you want to pose this guy in, you're going to be able to get him in that pose. You know, you got the splits going on there. So yeah, I don't see there being an issue. Do the oh no, the end of the day pose there. It's all over. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty decent articulation, better than I thought it was going to be for a reproduction of something from the 80s. But yeah, this is nice. I like it. We'll see how the glow in the dark works here in a little bit. But let's get into the Mego figure next. All right, guys. So here he is, the Mego, a creature from the Black Lagoon. And yeah, let's get some. He's got some fabric going on there. He's got some fabric fins. All the fins on this guy are made of fabric, but the hands, of course, the hands and the feet are plastic. The upper torso is plastic, and the head, which you can see quite a bit of shading. You got some brown and like a greenish swamp green in there. You got it on his face, looks really good. Yeah, and then you got some mixtures in the color and stuff on the actual fabric part of the body, which it doesn't look terrible, but I'm definitely not a fan of the fins. I don't think the fins look that great. I don't know. Everything else looks great on this guy. But yeah, let's get into his articulation and see what we got going on there. All right, so here's the Mego figure. Let's take a look and see how his articulation is, which I think pretty much most of the Mego figures, I think there's like, what, 2, maybe 3 different body types that you're getting. And I think it said this was, what, 14 points of articulation. But as far as the arm's going to go, I feel like there's a spring. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. But yeah, he's got some spring action with his hand here. So, I don't know. But if we can get it to sit out right here. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. I'm not too familiar with Mego figures. The only other ones that I have are the Planet of the Apes. But yeah, I can't get this guy's. I don't know if it's just the fabric's in the way, but I mean the hands can go up that high, the arms can go out that wide, but they want to flip back, some flip action. The head, you can't really. There's no articulation really in that. You can turn it side to side. That's about it. You ain't looking up. You ain't looking down. The body's just that. Come back at you. It's just a normal Migo body that you're going to find. Can bend the knee back like that. There is a little articulation here in the ankle, so you can give him the swimming effect or whatnot with his webbed feet there. Do some splits. Yeah, not much to it. His fin is fabric. I don't think I checked the fin on the other one, the Neca figure, but it's actually it's kind of soft rubber that's on that. This one this is where you're gonna take it off, but yeah, on the Neca figure it's like a soft rubber, which feels pretty good. This is kind of, you know, it's what it is. It's a fabric fin. You can see stitchings, which I don't care for too much. That you can see the stitchings. I mean, these are Mego figures. That's, you know, they're plastic and fabric, but like the stitchings are real noticeable. There's another fin on that hand. The fin right there. Fins don't look that great once you get it out of the box. I think the fabric portion of this guy, you know, it is what it is. It isn't that great, but I think they did really well on the shading and the plastic. The head looked really remarkable. It was my favorite, probably head sculpt out of the bunch I have here today. The hands look good. The feet look good. There's definitely some detail in that. The fabric portion of it, this is why the stuff's so cheap. But yeah, the fins on the fabric. The fabric doesn't look as great as, like, of course, like a fully detailed plastic figure would, but it looks fine for the price. You're paying $10 cheaper. I mean, the head and the plastic portions that you're getting on this look good enough. But yeah, I'm not sure about the fabric fins. They're not that great, but I do love this figure. It's worth $15 to me. I'm probably going to get the black and white one for sure, and add it to my collection. He stands up pretty good too, so that's good, because sometimes these Mego figures don't want to stand up, especially the human. I had some problem with the human figures, well, the apes as well, standing up, some of them. But yeah, this is pretty nice. No complaints here. Let's get into the final creature from the Black Lagoon, which is the Jada figure. So let's go look at that now. Alright guys, so this is the Jada Toys creature from the Black Lagoon in all his glory. This is the glow-in-the-dark version. I did show at the beginning of the video the actual, just regular version of him with the scale shading and everything, so you can get a good idea of what that looks like. But this looks good, man. You can tell where the glow-in-the-dark comes in. It should look really cool when we turn the lights out later, and we'll do that. Do a quick little video of him and the other glow-in-the-dark figure, and see what we got going with that and how well it looks. But I think this looks fine, man. You know, they still put a little bit of details in there. You got the green and the yellowing on the fins. I don't think it looks too bad. But like I said, ultimately this is a special version just for the glow in the dark. So that's what we're gonna have to judge it on, I think, finally, and see what you guys think about that. But yeah, let's go with it. It's the Jada Toys glow in the dark creature from the Black Lagoon. Let's check out his articulation. There ain't really much going back. His head can go down that far. You can turn it to the left and to the right. It's about as good as that gets as far as the arm goes. You can get it up pretty high. I think that might be higher than the other two figures as far as the arm articulation goes, but Neca was pretty close. But yeah, so that high. That far out. As far as the waist goes, you got a little bend here. Swivel back and forth there. Not much going on there. The knee, pretty good knee articulation. The foot can go all the way back to the back there. Pretty nice. He could probably do the splits. Yep. Maybe not as good as the other two, but not bad. And there is articulation at the ankle here. Can't really, you can go up and down, but there is no, you can't really move the foot to the right, to the left. But you can do the swimming pose or whatever you'd like to do there. Yeah, so like I said, not a whole lot expected with these guys with articulation, but overall, this is a pretty good figure. Like I said, I think Jada will definitely be a contender for figures in the future. They're doing really good. Good work on these recent figures I've seen coming out. Like I said, I'm probably not going to stick with this brand, these monsters, the Jada version, since NECA's coming out with the same exact ones. Maybe if they do something different, I'll jump on board and grab a couple of their monsters. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to go into two different lines with the same monsters coming out. Because honestly, I think NECA's got this in the bag. But like I said, I might be a little biased because I'm a big NECA fan. But as far as the review go, this isn't a bad figure. Like if you're in love with this, like I said, this is the glow in the dark version, so you're not getting, the details don't show up as well in these figures as they do in the regular ones. But the detail on the Jada figures are really nice. The articulation's great. They're not bad. I think they're doing really well. But anyways, this guy actually came with a few accessories, so let's look at those real quick. This is the alternate head. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I looked. This one kind of has, the one that comes on has the mouth open a little bit. This one's closed. Really the only difference, the mouth open and closed. But there you got the head. He comes with like a harpoon gun from the movie, I believe. So there's that harpoon gun. And then he has two different hands here. Not a set of hands. He's got like the dead, dried up, fossilized like hand, and then he has another alternate here. I don't know why they only had one extra alternate and then a dead shriveled up fossil hand, but that's what you get. And then he does have this net, which it's actually pretty soft. It's quite heavy. Like you could probably legitimately capture something in the water in this thing, but it, you know, it's not like it's, I don't think it's specialized or anything. Like you probably go to any craft store and pick up some netting or something like this. But yeah, so it comes with a little net we can just throw on top of him. So there you go. Captured itself a creature from the Black Lagoon. There you go. But anyways, guys, I'll take some photos and we'll look at and compare the sizes. Here is the two glow in the dark. This is the night light. This isn't them actually glowing in the dark, but the night light showing off the two glow-in-the-dark figures. I got this one spinning around there. This is the Neca, and the other one's the Jada. So we'll turn that out. And then you can see the glow-in-the-dark. Now they sat in probably about an hour in direct light. He's glowing real well, the Neca version. The whole body's glowing. The video doesn't do it justice, but this is the best I can do with what I have. But yes, he is definitely glowing in the dark. The Jada Toys figure is also glowing pretty decently. You can't really make out the head, even when I'm looking at it without looking through the camera. The rest of the body, you can see where they put the design in there. They tried to make it where you're getting, you know, the design mixed in instead of what NECA did, and the whole body is like glow in the dark. They tried to put a little design into it to make it cool looking. It kind of, I don't know, the glow in the dark version of these figures can go either way. Sometimes they shine brightly, like if you can look all the way over there, that shining is that Mystic Seer thing I just did that glows in the dark. Up there is my glow in the dark throne for Zeus. Can't really see it that well, but back there is a Ninja Turtle that glows in the dark. So, yeah, sometimes you get ones that glow real well, other times they don't. Plus, it also depends on how much absorbing light they get beforehand. But, yeah, going by this, guys, I don't think either one of these are too bad. I think the NECA figure definitely glows better. I think it looks better. I think they tried to add design into it with the Jada to make it stand out and look cooler. It doesn't look bad, but I definitely think Neca just going all in on the full body was probably the better idea. Alright guys, so here's a side-by-side comparison. You can see the size difference. The Jada figures are like, what, 5.5, maybe 6 inches? And you got these guys, which the Neca figure is slightly bigger than the Migo figure. The Migo figure is 8 inches tall, so that thing's a little over 8 inches, I would say, for this glow-in-the-dark creature from Neca. I say articulation-wise, we're going to have to go with the middleman here. The Neca figure is definitely the best one with articulation. The Jada Toys isn't too bad, but it's not quite as good as the Neca figure here. So articulation-wise, the Neca figure's winning this. Then I would say if we're going to go in order, it'd be Neca, then Jada, and then finally the Migo figure. Or aesthetically, I would say, it's hard to judge these guys on all these levels because they are very unique, different figures from one another. 2 of them are the glow-in-the-dark figures, and then you got the Migo figure with the fabric and everything else. So it's not fair to judge them strictly against each other because they are very unique, different figures. But if we're going to, that's how I'm going to have to say the articulation-wise, definitely Neca. Aesthetically, out of these 3, I would say I like the way this one, the Migo figure, looks best. I mean, you can't really judge because of the glow in the dark on the Neca figure. The Neca figure that's coming out, the regular creature from the Black Lagoon, looks awesome. It's probably going to be the king of the creatures here. But right now, I say the Migo looks most lifelike or, similar to the movie. But even if you look at the original Jada figure, it looks really nice. I would say it's very close and similar. I don't think it's quite as good as the Neca figure, but we don't know yet. We don't have the Neca figure in hand, but they look really good. So I would say if we were going to judge all of them, I'd say probably the creature from the Black Lagoon, Jada, the original in there, is probably the most aesthetically pleasing out of all 4 of these here. Can't really judge the 2 because they're glow in the dark. The Migo figure is definitely a good runner-up. But yeah, out of the 3 that we took out of the box here, the Migo figure definitely wins that. But he's also the least articulated. Can't get him in as many poses as the other 2. But yeah, I would say that they're all very close in price. Like I said, the Migo figure's cheaper, $15, $20. This guy was $30. That other guy was $30. The one in the back there's $25. So they're all very close. Yeah, I don't think, if you're a big fan of Creature from the Black Lagoon, I don't think you can go wrong with getting any of these guys. I'm pleased with the Migo figure, I'm pleased with the Neca figure, and the Jada figure all look great. But just to compare other sizes, here's another glow-in-the-dark Toxic Crusader. He's a little bit bigger than the Jada figure. We got a Neca Freddy Krueger. And then we got the Neca Candyman. So, Neca Candyman, about the same height as these Creature from the Black Lagoons. Freddy's a little bit shorter. That all checks out. But, yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong. I think these were great figures to have. Yeah. Great prices. They're not too expensive. The Neca figure coming out is going to be $35 retail when it hits on the stores. So I'll definitely be picking it up. Yeah, you couldn't really see too well in the videos with the glow in the dark, but I would have to say Neca's glow in the dark feature on that figure was definitely better. Now this one, they kind of mixed in the plastics, the glow in the dark with the regulars, so they could put a little bit of details in there. I would say overall, if you're looking at this on the shelf and it's not dark, I think aesthetically, this glow in the dark figure is going to look better just because it has some kind of design into it. You look at this guy, he's kind of plain. He's got the red lips and the eyes, but the rest of them is just that glowy green plastic. This guy actually has a little design to him. The fins have a color. They tried to do it so he would look good on the shelf in the light or in the dark. But I feel like because they did that, the glow in the dark doesn't come out as well as the Neca version. So the Neca version wins the glow in the dark feature, but overall aesthetically on the shelf, I think if you're, if it's not in the dark, you're not going to get the ooh and ah. Obviously, the Jada figure is going to win that. Just go by that, and let's be fair to the Jada figure as well. Like I said, it's like a $25, $30 figure. I think you can get it for $20 right now at Entertainment Earth, but it also comes with these accessories. The other two figures didn't have any accessories, so going by that, you're getting the accessories. The articulation's probably the second best out of the three figures. I don't know. Jada might win that overall just because you get the accessories. But I don't know. I judge for yourself, guys. These are all three uniquely different and great figures. But definitely check out my other videos. We'll be back with some more reviews, more comparisons, just talking about whatever. Anyways, guys, have a great one.